Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 429.
429.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel. I saw Becky was on, I don't know if it was the Disney Dream, one of the Disney Cruise Line ships.
She was recently on the Magic, I know that.
She's been, I feel like they're cruising all the time right now. So check them out for Walt Disney World, or especially the Disney Cruise Line right now. They're doing a lot of that in the Virgin ships and Royal Caribbean.
And let's not forget the Disney Wish.
I don't forget the Disney Wish.
I can't wait to sail on that.
I know this summer, so I'm looking forward to that.
So we're going to start off the show just a day over a week ago. The previous Friday we were here at the Magic Kingdom. The reason we were here is the debut of the Disney Adventure Friends Cavalcade.
And this cavalcade is in addition to other cavalcades that are still running, and this has more Disney characters than any other cavalcade has had at Walt Disney World, with about 30, and I actually counted 29 when I was counting in my picture.
Well, it's a great cavalcade. I enjoyed it. I mean, we watched it 4 times. This was opening day. This was actually the very first cavalcade they showed to the public, and this is right here at the beginning in Frontierland.
Right. We started in Frontierland. It wasn't, I know it looks busy here, but when we went to the next cavalcade, when we did that one, it wasn't so busy on Main Street.
Right.
And so it might not be too bad if you're going to go see it. Now, Festival of Fantasy is starting up on March 9th, so I'm not sure if that's going to mean less cavalcades as far as, right now there's 4 of these a day. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with the cavalcade schedule, because you still have that Mickey and Friends 50th anniversary cavalcade running. And right now I think you might still have Tinkerbell and the Princesses, so I'm assuming the cavalcade schedule will be shortened because you're going to have that full parade going on.
What is nice, though, is nowadays they actually list the times of the cavalcade in My Disney Experience, so you can sort of plan it out. And there's Pocahontas. We haven't seen her make an appearance in quite some time.
Well, we've seen her over at Animal Kingdom,
I'm
but
talking
not
about
in the Magic Kingdom.
Right.
There's really a nice variety. They're not all rare characters, but you have Terk. Terk is rare here now. And well, we've seen Miko over at Animal Kingdom, so
King Louie.
Yeah, we haven't seen him as much in a while, but it's really a nice combination of very familiar characters, and then like Miguel, who was at the beginning.
Yeah, we'll talk about him. We'll see him again when we go to your shot with around the hub.
That was his debut here, and so then we have, of course, Zootopia. We have Nick and Judy. And then Clarabelle, of course.
Don't
do that.
Scrumptious! There she is. I didn't realize the magnitude of her appearance.
I hate that.
The diva of Derry. Oh, so exciting.
And then Jose and Panchito, yes. So it really is. This was a very popular cavalcade. Oh, and there's Marie and Max and Stitch, and then Mary and Bert. This was, like, guests were loving this parade, this cavalcade. Anybody who I was, next to, because we moved, we didn't just watch it here. We then go to the hub. We go to Main Street. Everybody was just, calling out to their favorite characters, because everybody's favorite character is probably in here.
It's just very nice that they're doing this, with so many characters.
Oh, I see a friend of ours there, and actually I would be over there too, because I was next to him.
So this is your shot you did with my new iPhone 13 Pro, which did a great job here. There is Miguel. We've seen Miguel at Disneyland, as you mentioned earlier, but it's nice to see him making an appearance here at the Magic Kingdom.
He doesn't have his guitar. Somebody mentioned that online yesterday. But Miguel debuted with Magic Happens Parade, which only lasted 2 weeks. I did get to see that, and then he still meets a little bit in Disneyland.
And you just saw Woody and Jessie go by. They have a new look that debuted with this cavalcade.
I would never really have thought about it. To me, they looked kind of the same. I should say
new look for Walt Disney World. They've had that look in international parks.
And so, and on this side, we have Merida. And then Moana is on top. It's hard to get a good picture of her unless maybe you're...
Oh, there she is.
Yes. Unless you're further back. And somebody next to me had a birthday. A kid had a birthday next to me. So you'll see some of the characters,
waving. Yeah.
Yes.
It's always nice when you luck into something like that.
So they were giving a lot of attention to him over there.
And here we are with, as you mentioned before, we have Terk, we have Miko. Once again, we're just looking at this alternate shot. Of the 4 angles we've done, what is your favorite?
Not Frontierland.
So maybe here on the hub or Main Street, at the very end. You always love the ending. I don't think you saw it from there, though.
I like I like where I am here with a nice Cinderella castle view. I think it makes for very nice pictures, even though I wasn't taking pictures at this time. I like Town Square. It doesn't go all the way around Town Square.
Oh, yeah, that's a good tip. It does that short little cut when it gets to the end of Main Street to the right. So if you want to see it in Town Square, be aware of that. It's not going to do the full loop.
I think this was my favorite location of all.
You can't beat having the Cinderella castle in the background.
This is what I like. And then Main Street, if you have people who are like sticking their elbows out and such, or, putting their hands, their cameras out far into the street, like you can't really see as much down Main Street. So, like, right here is perfect for me.
And I always like a place where the parade or the cavalcade comes directly at you. So that's why I really like going at the very end, where you can kind of stand there. As they go around the turn, they'll come right at you before it leaves.
Honestly, there's a lot of great views of the cavalcade from many angles.
Now, this is something you haven't seen. It's Belle in front of her house here in Fantasyland.
It's possible that I walked past her. I think I would have missed probably seeing her. So it's nice that she's out.
Yeah, it's very similar to what you see in EPCOT when she makes appearances. You just walk by, you say hello. There's no line or anything. You can get a selfie. But she is a bit farther. I'm zoomed in, but it's much farther than her appearances over at EPCOT.
I was going to say, it seems like she's pretty far off.
Like on a bridge, Yeah. But, it's still a nice little surprise and something I hadn't seen. It's probably been going on for a while. Now we're going to head over. Actually, we're going to say goodbye to the Magic Kingdom, and we're going to head over to EPCOT for one of our favorite times of all, a little preview for the EPCOT Flower and Garden Festival.
And I can't wait tomorrow to even see some more, but there is the Nova Corps Starblaster.
Right, before we get into
Daisy.
Too far, Daisy is now making an appearance here in a new area in Future World. I guess it's not called Future World anymore.
There's World Discovery, World Celebration. I have no idea where we are.
She's by the Guardians of the Galaxy.
World Nature. It's not World Nature. I don't really think about it in that term yet. I have to learn it, but I just think Future World.
I just did the same thing. I said easy. Future World, but then my head said, "Oh, wait a minute, it's not the same."
I mean, it's fine.
But anyway, here she is. Here is Daisy.
She's across from Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, behind a little fence, not as far as Belle.
So this is now another day, and you can see that the
Starblaster,
the progression in the little thing that holds it up is now. It's like a stand. It's like a stand. But there was a lot of work going on it when we saw it. So I'm looking forward to Cosmic Rewind. I think that will be really a fun coaster. So my favorite time of the year at Walt Disney World, anywhere at Walt Disney World, is the EPCOT International Flower and Garden Festival. And I was like, I want to go. And this is traditionally the day that topiaries start coming out, because it's usually your first Daytona day. You picked the correct day.
Well, it's usually that Thursday. That's just the way it has been. So there were some topiaries up.
And we're going to look at the order that we discovered them. So the very first one that we saw with our own eyes was the troll. And the troll looks very different this year. Very distinguished look to his face.
The Norway troll. I called it a glow up. I mean, that's I've never used that term before, but he did. Last year he didn't look so good. This year he looks like a regular troll. He looks terrific. And I don't know if you went in the back, but he's got this really adorable puff of hair.
Yes, he did go in the back.
Look at the hair. The hair is it's sort of like ladies' hair, from Lady and the Tramp.
And you couldn't normally see this because where he used to be, you didn't have access to that angle.
I got a tail. Anna and Elsa were where the troll was for the last number of years, but now they are on this. It's like the little stage when you're standing in line for Frozen Ever After. I'm not a fan of this location because, if you want to take some pictures, there's
the line for their
got
attraction
the line,
gets
yes.
in the way.
So it's not as convenient of a location, but guests can see them.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly more accessible. Guests absolutely can spot them easier.
It's harder to get a picture with them. Mm-hmm. So the pandas are back in the location they've been in for the last couple of years. They were up against 9 dragons in this little tiny little area, and they look so crammed in there. But this
is a great location. It's perfect for them.
Beautiful location. They can spread out, and it looks very natural, like pandas in their natural habitat, doing what pandas do, and with a fantastic background.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really nice to discover this. I do miss the bromeliad dragon that used to be here in China.
But he's now he's now the Japan dragon, but he's not out yet.
And he looks very different. And you're right, he's not out yet.
Or at least the last I knew. These
Spice balls.
Spice balls, yes.
I still count this as a Epcot International Flower and Garden because that's the display for the festival.
Well, it's
not topiary.
It's a spice garden. Mm-hmm. It's actually a garden, and it's not it's not topiaries, but it's cute. And so now we're in the United Kingdom.
There's a rabbit and Pooh.
Yes, and they look pretty much the same. The only one who really changed was Piglet, and so we're going to take a look at that. And I know that Tinkerbell's out and such now, but Tinkerbell was not out on this day.
This was the very first day, the only day so far we've seen the topiary.
And Rabbit got those unusual looking eyes last year, so Rabbit, started looking just a little different. But these are traditionally here most years, and
you were so excited. The big change was Piglet.
I was like, Piglet's pink, because Piglet hasn't been pink.
His head would be green and his body would be pink, but now this is the best looking Piglet we have seen.
Yes, somebody on Twitter was like, what do you mean Piglet? Piglet's always pink. I'm like, Piglet's not always pink. So it took me forever to find a picture. Like, you helped me find a picture also of Piglet.
He looks great. He looks really good.
I love that they made him
he looks like
pink.
Piglet.
Yes.
And that this is very fitting to something that we'll be talking about later on in the show, too. A pig.
Oh, I forgot about that. So, Peppa Pig. Mm-hmm. So here is the William Shakespeare garden, which is, it's a little more tricky to photograph because people are coming in and out of the bathroom. I mean, it's not the best location for that.
I think I did a great job timing it. This is a little bit of a change, though. Captain Hook and Peter Pan.
Captain Hook, this is a different location. This is more in the type of area where we've seen Miss Piggy and Kermit. I don't think it's as good a location either.
Well, because it's not great for lighting, but you can get close to them, and you can see Peter Pan really looks great. And Captain Hook, I mean, a few years ago, they were really updated to their current state.
And two years ago, Peter Pan received that new face, which was, he looks totally different than what he did. But as far as trying to get a good straight-on shot of him now, it's harder than in the previous location.
As a photographer, not a guest just enjoying these beautiful topiaries.
Well, there's guests sitting. There's benches there, right. So for somebody who wants to take pictures, it's not quite as easy. But
the return of TikTok Croc.
TikTok Croc we have not seen in a few years, and it looks like he's swimming because you've got those beautiful flowers, and it looks like like the water.
And he used to be where Pooh and Rabbit are now.
Right. And so I think Captain Hook was over there as well. They moved around. Captain Hook was over there, and we've seen Peter Pan on the over the sportsman shop. And so TikTok Croc to me doesn't look too much different than what we've seen previously, and you can get nice and close to him.
And there you're looking at the other
flower
quilt with a 50, and just so happens the 50 monorail went by.
And the flower quilt would have been just a couple days earlier, I think, put in.
As you can see, we're moving on to the Boathouse. We decided to go back and have a Sunday brunch at the Boathouse.
I love the Boathouse. This is by hands down my favorite restaurant.
And you'll remember a few shows ago we talked about we went to the Boathouse for my birthday, and we didn't know at the time that it was brunch, and you had a brunch item, and we just said we need to go back and try more brunch items and really talk about the brunch experience. So that's what we're doing today.
And this was not the best of our Boathouse experience. I would say it's actually at the lowest one, but it's got a great view. I think it took us like 20 minutes to get water and bread, which like they forgot about us.
That's a very rare. I mean, that never
that was
happens.
Really rare. That was never, usually it's like, I remember when the Boathouse first opened, like they were supposed to be there in like 30 seconds or something. But normally our server actually was excellent. He ended up bringing the water and the bread himself.
Once that was corrected, everything was fine. Yeah. And here we are. We start off our brunch with some nice drinks, our usual.
Well, it is our usual. I love the Duck Duck Raz. I think it's a fantastic drink. It's $13, plus tax and tip. I think it's a terrific value because they don't short you on alcohol.
No.
Like it's a really nice drink.
I always get the Shipwreck, and it is a delightful and quite a strong punch of it. All you need is one of these. Although we did split a second Duck Raz.
Because you wanted one too.
Dessert.
So the rolls are, I think we may have mentioned this on a previous show. Mm-hmm. They're cinnamon rolls.
Only for brunch.
Right, only for brunch. They put cinnamon icing onto their normal rolls. They're very good.
Oh,
their normal rolls also are very good. And I thought the cinnamon was very nice. So last time I got the steak and eggs, which was excellent. The Belgian waffle I would not get again because for $15 I would rather spend extra and get the steak and eggs. There's nothing special. I can just make this particular waffle in my waffle maker. There's no strawberries or anything with it.
Now, I had the crab cake Benedict. Now completely the opposite. This was amazing. Mm-hmm. Really, really delicious. So I was very pleased with this. I had asparagus with it. It was excellent meal.
I got the Belgian waffle because I just want to do something different.
Right.
So
going back, you would have done the steak and eggs.
No, I will do the steak and eggs from now on. Because
and there it is. There's the steak. I'm throwing it in.
My word, that was
you could have had this.
And yes, it was $11 more than the Belgian waffle, with a really nice portion of steak, excellent potatoes. And this is only one of the eggs. Like I had asked them to, just use one yolk for scrambled eggs. But they didn't really understand. Nobody ever understands that. I think I've said that before. So that's just one egg.
They also have live entertainment as well for brunch. A singer sings a lot of nice songs, but they pipe out the music the whole way. So it's really a nice experience, especially we like to sit outside. It was, even though you chose unwisely with your waffle, it was still a great experience.
Oh, of course. We were there from 10 to 2, even though they were late with some stuff and the waffle was just so. I still, I can't wait to go back because I love the Boathouse.
Yeah, the Boathouse never disappoints.
Usually. But again, weekends 10 to 2, Saturday and Sunday, I just loved it.
So now we're heading over to the Peppa Pig Theme Park.
And the Peppa Pig Theme Park is not officially opened as of this moment, but on February 24th, it will be open. It is part of the Legoland Resort. It is not a Legoland park, and it is not just a land. Although, the size of it is like a large land.
Right.
That's about the size of it.
Right. So it is a standalone theme park, but there's a lot to do in the little area.
I was pretty impressed with that. So this is the best part of it.
Right, we're looking at the Daddy Pig's roller coaster here, and in a minute we're about to see our ride on it, and we'll actually play that so you can hear us give our thoughts as we're riding it for the first time.
There's 5 or 6 rides here, and we did almost everything, and I did Daddy Pigs twice.
Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
It's the Daddy Pig coaster. We are ready. We're very ready to go.
The shortcut is one speed.
Here we go.
This is actually a super fun little coaster.
It is great.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to go one more time. There's your reflection, Denise. like that little burst of energy.
This is really good for kids. This is super cute, super fun.
Thank you very much. So I actually rode this about 5 or 6 times. It was a lot of fun. I wanted to get different angles, like the back and the front. This view here is the view from Daddy Pig himself.
Yes. This is for a kids coaster, one that's like sort of your first coaster, for little kids. I think it's really fun. Plus, the nice thing about all of these attractions is, parents and can go with their kids.
Parents can ride together with the kids. That's what Walt Disney always said about Disneyland.
And I was really surprised at that families could do pretty much just about everything here together.
Now, did you make your way into this area here?
I did. This is the splash pad area, and I thought it's very big. And it's very needed. Oh, Grampy Rabbit's Dinosaur Adventure.
Number 2 highlight for me. I love this, that you can actually ride this little dinosaur all around, see other dinosaurs and, Jurassic type items.
Jurassic. It's not that.
It is wonderful. I thoroughly enjoyed riding this thing.
I think, it felt a little long to me where I'm just like, okay, I'm done, but...
I did not have that feeling. I went on again.
Oh, that's
2
right.
rides.
I forgot.
This was ride number 2.
I thought it was very cute. It's a very cute ride for kids. While we were here, most of the media who were there did not have kids with them. Some did, but most didn't. So,
Seth over there with no kid.
Most of those who are riding are our friend Matt.
Matt from Attractions Magazine. Looks like he's having a good time. I think he's sad that it's over.
Most of us who are doing things here were adults. And so it actually was quite enjoyable to be able to ride all of these attractions, as an adult. And this little this balloon ride was really fun.
Yeah, I had my own. We each had our own cage here, so we didn't get in each other's way.
Peppa Pig's balloon ride. It's not all the best views. Like you have the parking lot view, but you can see the park. I just thought it
has a great view of the roller coaster. Actually, if you time it right with the coaster going around,
it was very pleasant. So you have Granny Pig's garden. You have I want to call it a hedge maze, except I don't think anything in there is like real plants. But I thought the maze was really fun. Grandad Dog's pirate boat ride. It's cute, but I like the boating school, over at Legoland Resort. It's not going to be like that. It's just kind of a cute first boat ride.
It was fun. The other ride that you talk about, you actually have to steer.
You
can have problems if you don't steer correctly. This one, all you have to do is sit there.
Right. But the seat was not as comfortable. So for me,
there you are.
There I am.
Hard at work there.
I did it once, and it's cute. But I do. I mean, if I got a choice, the boating school over at Legoland.
I understand.
Is fun.
And they also, of course, have characters, and there are the Peppa Pig and George. That's right.
And then we also had Mummy and Daddy Pig.
Mummy and Daddy Pig. We see a lot of Daddy Pig there.
And this was the first time that we've seen, we have, seen the characters in this form. So I thought
there's
that was
Mummy
fun.
and Daddy Pig. This was actually what they have a show. It's a very nice show that they do, and the kids can kind of sit in these bean bags, and adults can stand in the back if you don't want to kind of crumple up in those bean bags.
I thought it was an entertaining, a little an entertaining show.
But they have the meet and greet after the show, so that's when you can meet the characters.
And again, this is while we're watching this is a small park. It's priced like a small park, and also they have annual passes, and you can get tickets with Legoland.
Right.
Also,
I guess if you have an awesomer or higher pass, it will include the Peppa Pig theme park.
As long as you have it from a certain date.
Right, you had to have bought it at a certain date, which I don't remember at the moment.
I'm not sure. And this is a cinema, so again, those bean bags, and you can watch Peppa Pig to your heart's delight.
And of course, shopping, for your shopping pleasures.
You did not go in there. I did go in there. Mr. Fox's shop I thought was pretty good.
So I enjoyed it. I think it'll be very, very popular with the younger set.
It was, the nice thing about Peppa Pig theme park is it's, part of the Legoland Resort. So you have this really historic park next door. Legoland, you had Cypress Gardens from 1936 So, you have this historic park that added, they brought in their Legoland as well, attractions as well for kids. You've got several hotels now, and you have Peppa Pig theme park. So it really is a great location, I think, for at least an overnight stay, so you can kind of do it all. So I think it will be. I think especially also for locals, if you pay, the price to, for a yearly pass to Peppa Pig theme park, you can just go over there. Like I would have, as a kid, I would have loved it. They do need more trees and some sort of shade. They need more of that.
Right. We are lucky to have a perfect day for this.
But I still, we were there 4 hours and I really felt it afterwards because, it was very sunny still.
But it's nice that the two parks are so close together. I mean, you can hop from park to park,
right.
Kind of like Disneyland and DCA, they're right across from each other, basically.
So it's, we're usually pass holders. We haven't been in the last year, but we will be pass holders again. So we can... Well, more Legoland, but, can walk through the Peppa Pig theme park.
And that is another show. We want to thank our sponsor, MEI Travel and Mouse Fan Travel.
Yes, thank you to them for sponsoring. Check them out. They are Disney specialists. They've been in business a long time. They also are Universal Studios, specialists. But I also mentioned that they're just cruising like nobody's business right now.
Now is the time. Now is a great time for cruising.
But, they can answer questions. Like if you're booking with them, they can answer probably any cruise question because that's a big thing that they've been doing lately.
So next week we'll have a big show, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. We actually have a lot going on this week. I'm not even sure everything that we're going to be talking about. But I am looking forward to going to EPCOT tomorrow and checking out what topiaries are up.
Yes, I know. This is the highlight of the year for you.
It is.
I'll be at the Daytona 500, and this is your Daytona 500, seeing topiaries show up at Epcot, and I love it too.
And I don't even have to be there for long. I just love to see what's out there.
So thanks again for listening. Have a great week, and we'll see you all next week.
Have a great week.